After a short delay, schools across the Chicago area are once again open for in-person teaching. Earlier in the month, a sharp rise in COVID-19 cases prompted the Chicago Teachers Union to vote for a return to remote learning. That action saw schools in the city shuttered for 5 days. Melinda Young is a single mother of 3 children.
I made it through 9 months and eventually decided that I just couldn't keep working. I ended up leaving my job.
2 of Young's children have learning difficulties. Although she appreciates the safety concerns among teachers, Young says remote learning options were a challenge.
I remember him, just sitting at the table and his head, was down, and he lowered the screen and just the tears, were streaming down his face. I mean, it was heartbreaking as a parent to have to watch.
The impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on schools continues to be felt across the US. Already this year, a number of school districts have had to once again revert to remote learning programs. Adding to the complexity of the issue, some of the closures gave little notice to parents and caregivers. It's not just teachers who have taken strike action. Amid the uptick in cases, these Chicago students staged a walkout. They are also concerned that their voices are simply not being heard.
Most people still going to school and getting COVID and bring it back to their elders, and it's just not safe. My sister, she got a heart disease, so if I bring COVID home, my sister gonna die, that type stuff. So me going to school is not safe, the safest way. So I'd rather us be online, even though it's a little harder for us to learn online.
Right now what we do know of is that there are a lot of teachers being absent due to quarantine. Also, contact tracing within our Chicago Public Schools is not good. So when someone does have COVID, you are not alerted right away.
Given the ongoing uncertainty, both pupils and parents alike want to say on how best to navigate the pandemic.
I think families are being left behind, quite truthfully. When it comes to schooling and the recent strike in Chicago, families didn't have a seat at the table. Parents didn't have an opportunity to talk about how it affected them.
This is what community looks like.
The pandemic continues to pose difficulties. The pathway forward for teachers, parents and students remains challenging. Dan Williams, CGTN, Chicago.